Let's love each other so we can learn to love ourselves. What's going on, y'all? First off, I'd like to welcome everybody to the first ever edition of Built by the Red Stick podcast. We're really excited to start this off. We're going to address everything Baton Rouge. Anything's on the table, we're going to table it, we're going to discuss it, we're going to have unpopular opinions, we're going to have popular opinions, it don't matter, we're going to talk about it. My name is Michael Oakley, I'll be the host. We're presented to you live from Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center, one of our title sponsors for Built by the Red Stick podcast, and we're truly excited. First episode, we're bringing in the one, the only, Mr. Ronnie Leduff.
Thank you, man. You make me feel all special and giddy inside, man.
So, Mr. Leduff, we're gonna get right to the gritty.
Absolutely.
Right to the gritty. First things first, tell the world about you. How'd you find yourself in the recovery community, in this recovery world, and what's your passion?
Absolutely. Well, first off, let's just get this out of the way. I'm so thankful for my high power for leading me to the position that I am in today. A little bit about me, man. I started off an athlete, actually. Same parent household, grew up, mother, father, two sisters. I had everything that I wanted in life, had everything definitely that I needed in life. And somewhere along the way between my senior year in high school and college, I kind of lost my identity of who I was. I kind of based myself on what I could do. Right. And you know, what I could do on the baseball field or what I could do in the band or things like that. So when those things were stripped from me based on decisions that I made in my life, I didn't know who I was. And, you know, I had a lot of built up, not a lot, but I had some built up emotions that I didn't know in the future would come back to haunt me.
Best thing to do with built up emotions, suppress them.
Yeah, suppressed them for so long, I forgot who I was for real and ended up overdosing, almost dying, you know, like 6 times, suicide attempts, neglecting my kids, parents didn't trust me, took the house key. My sisters was embarrassed to call me their brother. And yeah, so I just didn't even want to live anymore. So like I say, between high school and college, that transition, of course, I did what everybody do, and they start selling drugs first. You know, don't everybody start like that? I'm not the only one. And then ended up getting caught doing that. Did some jail time, got out. You know, one thing after another. I didn't notice it at the time, but I was stuck in a vicious cycle, suppressing. You know, that's the best way to do it. And once I found out that you can drink until you don't feel them no more, that's what I started doing.
Beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing. But then I realized when you wake up, they still there.
Still there.
And so I was in a helpless and hopeless state, man. And, you know, that's when I found the good old heroin. And I IV used it for the first time in 2013. And just when I thought I was at rock bottom, I dug a little deeper. And that's when the suicide attempts came and, you know, the drug overdoses that we are seeing so much today, man. Prayers.
Let's speak about that. You know, not to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
But I mean, left and right, it seems like every day we're hearing somebody die.
Right, and I think, I ain't gonna say fortunate enough that we came up in the drug era. Well, we didn't have to worry about fentanyl.
Right.
So, you know, they got that carfentanil. It's hitting the scene and it's not taking no prisoners. You know, people are not getting the opportunity to go to detox centers anymore or rehabs or be fortunate enough to be under the great teachings of the great Mr. Mike Oakley.
Oh, man.
You know, they're going straight to funeral homes, you know, and it's, you know, the funeral home business is booming more than treatment centers.
And I mean, if we honestly look at it, we're Baton Rouge born and bred.
Absolutely.
True.
Absolutely.
Right. And
Or ahead.
I don't know if I'm just seeing it because of the industry that I'm in, but it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Heroin has flooded the streets of Baton Rouge.
Middle schools, high schools, daycares, lawyers. Your judge that's tried in your case probably high right now on it. I mean, it has no face. It has no pics. It has no prejudice. It don't matter if you're black, white, Mexican, Native American, it does not matter. It's everywhere.
Well, with that being said, I want to touch on one more thing because you drifted into the topic, the no face, the all inclusive. I really want to talk about today the all inclusive and some of the divisiveness that I've noticed. I want to get on that, but before we do that, I want to hear your why, your passion, why you're here, why you're in the position you do. And what is it exactly you do right now?
Oh, so I'm the marketer for I'm not the marketer, I'm sorry. I am a marketer. I own my own marketing company, Modern Perspectives Marketing, LLC. And so my passion, it comes from me seeing people just like me. People that look just like me that I've never met before in my life, right? And you know, I have this God-given gift where I can like connect with people on a certain level that
I attest to it.
Right.
I attest to it.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. And so with that God-given gift, it comes great responsibility. And it's just seeing so much hurt, seeing these families broken apart, you know, seeing these blameless kids that don't have their father, that don't have their mom. And I've actually been one that was in those trenches, right? I heard a story from an old timer at a meeting one time, and it's a quick little story. And so, you know, they had this guy, he was stuck in a hole, right? And he was trapped there, the hole was deep. So they had a police officer walk by. And so he can hear the man screaming like, hey, I need help, I'm stuck in here. And so the police looked, he didn't have anything to get in there. The hole was too deep, right? He said, man, look, I'm coming right back. I'm going to get help. The dude like, please come back, please, you know, I'm gonna die in here. So the police left, he never came back. A firefighter came, you know? He heard the man screaming for help. Help me, I'm stuck in here, I can't get out. So the firefighter, look, you know, he get his other firefighter friends, they get the ladder. It's not long enough to get down in the hole to get the man out. So the firefighter like, look, we gotta go get some more help. You know, we don't have the right equipment to get you out of there. He like, please come back, I'm gonna die in here. And so a AA member, right? Somebody that's struggled with addiction, you know, that's in recovery, he came to the hole and he seen the guy in there. And he jumped in the hole with that guy. And the guy like, what are you doing? Like, now we both stuck. The guy said, you know what? I've been here before. I know the way out. Follow me.
Yes, indeed.
And so that's the approach that I take, right? When I wake up every day, it's who can I help, right? Whether it be on the streets, you know, because I also do outreach work as well. So whether it's on the street, you know, whether it's going to these treatment facilities, meeting with the owners or the clinical directors and seeing how can we best, or how can I best help your clients, right? How can we get them to a place to where they don't have to go back out and use? And so, you know, just being somebody that was directly affected by the disease of alcoholism and having that feeling of helplessness and being in a hopeless state of mind and getting to experience life on this plane, I think everybody deserves a chance to love themselves. And so I'm just here trying to make the world a better place, starting with myself.
Yes, indeed. And you know, I relate well. We're going on 3 years, I believe.
Almost 3 years.
3 years of knowing each other.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And I pride myself on that passion as well, right? That is the why. I mean, so often we see of people overdosing and dying, and this industry, this recovery industry, the recovery community, there's a lot of sad. Right. There's a lot of joy. Right. But there's a lot of sad, and you lose a lot of people.
But you always say you cannot have this. You can't. How you say it? 50 Cent said it. You can't enjoy the sunny days without the rain.
Yes, indeed.
Like
yes, indeed.
You gotta have the sad with the joy.
And that's what makes it powerful. Man, just a backstory. Ronnie, if he doesn't mind me sharing, came through when I was working at another facility and stuck to the program like glue. Stuck to it. And he worked it. He did it. These people, father of five, soon to be six. Congratulations.
Pray for me.
Congratulations. Engaged. Gainfully employed. Good relationship with your family.
Got the house key back.
Yes. And I got chills right now thinking about it. That's what we do this for. Yes. Unfortunately, are we going to lose some? I mean, I hope not. Right, I would love to become unemployed.
Absolutely. I got to cut you off. I can't let you be modest right now. Michael Oakley, ladies and gentlemen, played a big part in my recovery. He loved me so hard that he was an asshole, and he drove me to be better. So it was having him as an example to see what to do, what not to do, to put myself in a position of power and not be in a position of defense, to learn how to take that power back, make the right decisions, have a family, be a great father, be a great son, be a businessman, be business-minded, and still have the passion to help people.
Yes.
So you did play a big part.
Thank you.
In my recovery.
Thank you.
I had to throw it.
So let's get to the topic. You know, if we are to quote the book, it says that we are all inclusive, never exclusive.
Absolutely.
And I said when we started this off, everything's on the table.
Everything.
So we're going to talk about hard facts. We're going to talk about maybe not the most politically correct, but we're going to put it out there.
Got to.
So I want to start it off it's easy to tell you're a black man in the recovery community.
And I thought for the longest that AA was for white people. I thought AA was a cult. I thought that you had to be selected like it was the CIA or the FBI to be in AA. Because I'm like, dude, I'm on like 5 treatment centers now. I can't get it right. I wasn't the chosen one. But that is absolutely not true. It was the people opinions around me that I allowed to dictate how I felt about certain things until I actually dove in and got my own opinion of things. And you taught me that as well. Like, get your own opinion of something and don't base your actions off of other people's judgments, because I did that for so long and it didn't get me nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? I did that with a needle in my arm.
I do.
So I've and it's crazy, I've found the best friends in this program.
Yes, you have.
White.
I agree.
You one of them. You know, it does not matter. It's all inclusive in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, and it's in the recovery community. It should be that.
It should be. It should be, and that's what I want to talk about. I mean, we got social media galore.
Yeah.
We got, of course, with anything, egos. We've got businesses. We've got help. We've got all these different aspects.
Yeah.
We've got court systems. We've got recovery systems.
Mm-hmm.
We've got institutions. We've got hospitals. And from my perspective, it seems like there's a lot of odds,
yes.
right? There seems like there's a lot of people at odds with each other because they don't like it.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to make a quote here, and you tell me if you remember this or maybe can identify where it came from, that in this program that we taught, we're supposed to put principles above personalities.
That's exactly where I was finna go with it. And here lately, I don't know when, but here lately it's been the opposite.
It has been.
We've been having people put personalities before principles. And you know that's the sad thing about it? It's not those relationships that's the one that's losing. It's the people that's still dying.
Yes.
The families that's still suffering because you have this treatment center don't want to deal with this treatment center because of a personality difference, when this treatment center that they don't want to deal with might be the best fit for that client. You go explain to that mom, oh, I didn't send them here because me and this person got into it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. That's why your son or your daughter's dead. I mean, it's not funny, but it's sad. You know what I mean? It's one of those, it does not make sense. And you know, I hear people saying, oh, you go to that meeting? Oh man, we don't mess with them. They go to this meeting. Oh man, you ain't got sober at this place? Oh bro, you should have came here and got, that don't matter. My enemy, our enemy is not the meeting that we go to.
It's not the other place.
Exactly.
It's this drug.
It's the disease of alcoholism.
And last time I checked, there is not a treatment center that does not want sober clients.
Not at all.
Right? Because that's bad for business. If none of my clients stay sober, who's gonna come?
Exactly.
Right?
That's just like a doctor, right?
Preach.
If that cure for cancer came out, rest in peace, Dr. CB. If that cure for cancer came out, the medical world as we know it would not exist. It would not be a need for hospitals. But like you said, you just said it right before we started. Your goal one day is to be what?
Unemployed.
Unemployed. That is the type of
Hopefully I can still do my podcast though.
Yeah, man, we got to do the podcast.
Built by the Red
This is the
Stick.
first ever, not the last. Yeah. And so I working closely with Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center, I noticed that that's the goal,
yes.
right? The goal is not to have the revolving doors. You know those circle doors that just keep spinning? The goal is to have the one way in, one way out door.
I say it all the time. You ain't got to relapse to come back and see me.
I know.
I don't want you to relapse to come back and see me.
Yeah, you know, go to said name casino, you might catch them, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to sign up for rehab.
So I wanna talk about it, right? Like, I get the personalities conflict. I get it. But at the end of the day, are we not trying to do what's best for the clients? Are we not trying to do what's best for the still suffering alcoholic and addict?
And that's what we should be doing. That's what us as a whole, right? The people that made the decision to go apply for these licenses at LDH or wherever you apply for them for, to go get all these fire code inspections, to get all these clinicians in place, you did that to help people, not so that you can build something to keep people away from other people.
Yes.
Right? And so I'm not saying AA is the only way, right?
No,
it is more ways to get sober than the program of Alcoholics Anonymous.
It worked. It's worked for plenty of people.
Right.
I know scores of people it's worked for. But it's not the only way.
So some type of spiritual growth.
Some type of
needed,
spiritual
right?
growth.
Whether your spirituality come from a doorknob, a stick of gum, a pair of shoes, I love shoes. Whatever it may be, just something that you believe in greater than you, right? And so, a lot of these people.
Speaking of shoes, I know you. I know you got a fashion for shoes. Let me see what you got on today.
Oh man,
what you got on today?
It was a light day, guys. I didn't know I was gonna be on a podcast, but I had to hit them with the bread toe ones. Yeah. So if you can see up close, man, the way the leather just put on these things, it's classic OG, Jordan low.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Follow side kicks _ kicks BR. But yeah, back to the topic. Back to the topic. And so you notice a lot of these people that's putting the personalities before the principles, they're miserable in their life, right? They have no spiritual growth. They have no spiritual connection. They don't even love themselves. They're not happy. So everything around them is not going to be happy.
Correct.
But when you wake up in the morning, you make that decision to be better than yesterday, right? You put your pants on one leg at a time, just like the next person. You look yourself
in the mirror. Put shoes on one at a time too.
And one string at a time. And you look yourself in the mirror and say, man, you know what? I'm going to kill it. I'm going to save a life. Not I'm going to see how many people I can keep from over here or how many calls I can get. Dude, a said name client? Remember that time that said name facility blocked our number?
Blocked it.
Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but yes, clients first, personalities second.
Always.
People are dying.
Always.
I don't think people understand that. People are dying. Like, you know what that means, right? When you die,
they're no longer here.
Right.
So we've got children growing up without parents.
Absolutely.
We've got parents burying children.
You should never bury a child.
We've got grandmothers torn apart. We have kids being addicted to opiates at birth.
Born
addicted to opiates.
Yeah.
And we're worried about personalities. We're worried about I don't like you. Right? And look, at the end of the day, I get it, man. There's people in the world, there's always going to be people that we do not like. Like it's just a fact. Now, right, wrong, or indifferent, believe me or don't believe me, the ones who know me best can vouch for this.
I'm vouching.
I might not like everybody.
Right.
Let me rephrase. I don't like everybody. it's not an fact.
Yeah.
But I love everybody.
Everybody. You treat everybody with respect, no matter how you feel about them, right? You actually put principles before personalities.
Correct.
Because if you treat this person a certain way, it's not going to affect that person. It's going to affect you. Right?
I want to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I was heading to.
I want to be happy.
That's why you can wake up every day and smile. Not because you're a future billionaire.
Oh, come on.
Not because you keep a cool haircut every week. You smile because you're genuinely happy.
I like life.
And man, look.
And I like myself.
You love yourself.
And I think just to speak on personal, I think that's what gravitates us to each other.
Yes.
Like joyous people want to be around joyous people.
Absolutely.
So I do a lot of educations and stuff, and one of my go-to phrases, I heard it by a guy by the name of Gary Vee. He does some motivational speeches. He talked about auditing your circle.
Yes.
Right? And when we look at our circle and we look at the people we surround ourselves with, unfortunately, my belief is that we are what we keep, right? The company we keep is what we are. I choose to surround myself by positivity. Yep. I choose to surround myself by joy. I choose to be inclusive, right? Like, if you can put a smile on, if you can be happy, let's rock.
Let's rock.
Let's build.
Let's go somewhere.
Let's build.
Let's go to LSU game.
Yes, indeed.
Man, you took me to 3 this year.
3 of them. 3 of them.
Gave me tickets one time and didn't even go, y'all. I'm a Florida State fan. I mean, they're talking about something.
We're about to kick him out. We're about to kick him out the show. So we've discussed the problem. Right? We've discussed the problem. There is diversion.
Yes.
Right? There is division.
Big time. Big time.
What do we do to get them together? Like, how do we open the doors? How do we say, let's make a change? Because Baton Rouge is dying. Right? We're talking about people dying, but Baton Rouge as a city is dying.
Right.
And I love it. I am formed by Baton Rouge. My parents are born and raised in Baton Rouge. I'm born and raised in Baton Rouge.
Taxes in Baton Rouge.
Right? Like, I live Baton Rouge. I know people that I've grown up with could not wait to get out. I can't wait to stay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to make an impact.
Affect change in your community. That's that passion you talk about.
And I love the city.
Yes.
We have potential. Like,
Yes.
what do you see, right? If we wanted to, we can list staggering overdose rates. We can list murders, right? The murder rates going through the roof.
Right.
We can list impoverished neighborhoods.
Right.
But change the way we perceive things, and the things we perceive will change. Right?
Right.
So what else do we see? We see a community that's resilient. Right? Ida just came through.
Yes.
Right? Shout out to everybody who's affected, man. We're praying for you.
Yes.
The community was resilient.
Yes. We came together.
We put everything on the table. The out in Sterling, right?
Yeah.
Riots.
Yeah.
The city had the flood. We came together, right?
The COVID outbreak.
COVID outbreak.
Crazy, man.
Right? Louisiana was booming in positives.
Yeah.
We came together and we're adjusting, we're adapting, we're following. And so Built by the Red Stick is more than a fun name. It's my passion.
It's a lifestyle.
It is.
It's a lifestyle.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I know you feel the same way. I love the city.
I love it.
I love it.
And famous people do it all the time. Man, look at how hard Drake go for Canada. Look at how hard Lil Wayne go for New Orleans. Look at how much Future put on for Atlanta, or 2 Chainz put on for Atlanta. You know, you got your guys out there in Cali that put on for Cali. Man, we putting on for our city,
Yes,
man.
indeed. Yes,
Just because
indeed.
we don't have the millions and trillions and the sponsors to go along with it, we gonna put on for our city. Cause we built by the Red Stick.
Built
man.
by the Red Stick,
When you
man.
told me the name of that dude, I got chill bumps. I was like, man, I love this city. I live in Baker, Louisiana. I lived there for a while. So shout out Baker Buffaloes. I love y'all to death, but it's still East Baton Rouge Parish.
Yes,
so
indeed.
yes, I still represent Baton Rouge. Man, I love Baton Rouge. You know, it's no greater feeling than going into a gas station and seeing somebody that know me before who I used to be, and seeing where I'm at now, right? I wouldn't get that experience if I moved to Dallas or Idaho or Wyoming. They'll just see me as who I am now. But it's no greater, and then you might inspire change in that person. Man, I remember when you was, sleeping behind a dumpster in Livingston Parish, or sleeping in a park on a park bench.
Smash and grab from Home Depot.
Smash and grab. Oh, I'm still fighting. Man, look, that stuff's still coming back to haunt me. But and then that person might be like, "What did you do? What happened? Like, what steps did you take?"
So what do we do? How do we?
This is what we do,
How
right?
do we create unity?
The podcast is a great start. That's why I'm so glad that you came up with this idea, and I'm honored that you gave me the opportunity to be the first
Inaugural one, man.
Yes,
this is number one, but it's not the last one.
It's not the last one. So what we do is, right, we look. I want everybody to pay attention to me right now, right? This is what we do, right? Cut your phone all the way up, your radio, or however you're listening to us right now. Whatever I did in the past, I apologize. I'm not that person anymore. Whatever problem you have with me, I am open to any conversation, whether it be phone, via text, via email, or in person. But right now, the problem is not what we did to each other in the past, but the families that's losing these loved ones now and possibly in the future. We have a responsibility as pillars in the community, right? As owners, as directors, admissions, administrators in the treatment community, where our duty, just like the police duty is to keep the streets safe, our duty is to help keep these people's parents, loved ones, kids alive. So I'll be the first to admit that I'm sorry. I've done a lot of wrong. I'm not perfect, but I'm working on it.
Yes, indeed.
Right? I'm trying to be better. And it starts with me and it ends with us. We can't do it alone.
Right,
that's what I would do. If I had that opportunity, that's how I would approach it.
And I think the biggest impact is set it aside, right?
Set it aside.
I mean,
and it's a lot of misunderstanding going on in the recovery community.
It is.
Man. I don't want to really bring it up because it's still sensitive, but like the stuff that's going on with you, I really take that to heart because you can handle yourself, but I'm protective of you, dude. Sometimes overprotective at points. And they got a lot of stuff that's being said and a lot of perceptions that's just not the truth. And I'm gonna take the high road right now, and I'm not gonna speak on that, but that's the type of stuff that's,
Look, we're not running. We're not running. It's on the table, right? I get it. I understand. And You're free to have whatever feeling you have towards me. That is your prerogative. But at the end of the day, I promise you, no matter what you think, I want to help.
But I guarantee you a lot of those feelings are prejudged or from what other people say. If you want to speak about the facts, I am a Michael Oakley product. I own 2 companies. He just told you I am engaged. I have 5 kids, 2-step, 3 biological, 1 on the way. I have a nice, beautiful house in Zachary. I was just a guy a little less than 3 years ago sleeping behind a dumpster putting a needle in my arm, right? You know, we have other guys around here, you know, around your establishment that you have raised. So if you're going to make a decision, make sure you have all sides of it, right? They had a lot of wars fought and lost because of miscommunication and not enough information, right?
Yes, indeed.
You going into certain areas where you didn't get all the information. You didn't know that this brigade was going to be set up right here. You just heard that people was over there, but you didn't get all sides of it. So now, you know, you lost a lot of men.
Right.
And I think that's why I get so bad about it. And I get so passionate about it because they don't look at all the good you have done. It's sober living, and we're dealing with people that struggle with things. You're gonna have situations that come up. It's not gonna be perfect, right? I mean, look at, and not to compare it, but look at jail. You don't hear how much violence or casualties they have in there because they don't bring it all out, right?
It's guarded.
It's guarded. So you gotta look at the totality.
So what is
this.
So the narrative is the death,
Right.
Right? And I know that everybody comes in and they want to talk about what change can we do, but we don't want to focus on the good. We want to focus on the bad.
Right.
Look, unfortunately, man, at the end of the day, while I appreciate your words of encouragement and your words of praise, at the end of the day, I am but an alcoholic who carried the message. Right.
And you carry it well.
I can't get someone sober, and I can't keep someone sober, and I can't make sure they don't use.
Right.
I can't. I'm not that powerful.
Right.
We talked about it out the jump. You know, thank you for your higher power. Right. Spiritual growth is the name of the game.
That's it.
And I try to provide a structured environment in which to guide.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I try to use words of encouragement. I try to motivate.
Positive
now,
aspiration.
is my motivation style work for everybody? Probably not. But if it don't work for me, if it don't work for you, we can refer you to somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I don't care.
Absolutely.
Look, at the end of the day, I don't care. I want people to be sober. I don't care if you come to Elevate to get sober. I don't care if you go to the Grove to get sober. I don't care if you go to Serenity Center to get sober. Positive Directions, Wood Lake. I don't care if you go to NOLA Detox out of New Orleans. I don't care if you go to
Uprising in
Shreveport, Palmetto, Red River,
Beacon, Covington,
Baton Rouge Behavioral.
Yes, sir.
Look, list them all. Pecan Haven.
Yeah.
Go there, get sober, recreate your life.
Absolutely.
It don't matter. Look, this is one of the sad truths about recovery, is there are more potential clients than there are treatment beds available. It's a sad truth.
You say that a lot.
And the even sadder truth is that while we as a unit, right, all those places I just listed,
right,
while we as a unit try our hardest, we can only have but a little impact. Right, one of the most staggering statistics I find, and I don't know the exact numbers, so I'm gonna use a roundabout. But 20 million people in America suffering with addiction problems.
That's a big number.
10% of them find treatment.
That's a smaller number from a big number.
And so
that's 2 million out of 20. That's not quick with the number.
And so while the perceptions are out there, and while the negative influence, right, the negative turn, because negativity sells, right,
absolutely.
Positivity don't sell,
Absolutely.
negativity sells.
Yes.
That's why I'm here. That's what this is for. That's what Built by the Red Stick is for. That's why we're gonna put it on the table. We're gonna talk about it.
Yes.
We're gonna change the narrative. Unfortunately, people are gonna probably pass away. And I'm sorry, and I'm going to do everything I can, and I will probably die fighting to make sure nobody ever does.
And that's the sadder truth. And even if we or you with your podcast don't change the narrative, at least give people the other side of it.
The other side of it.
So that you can make your own opinion of which way you want to go with that.
You know, one of the most frustrating things I like to do for people is find a topic that they strongly feel about. And I like to, even if I agree with them, educate myself on the opposite opinion and then argue it with them.
And you're one of the best debaters I've ever been in my life,
because I believe and I believe that the problem in all of society, right? Not recovery, not the division amongst the United States, right? I believe that comes from the lack of compassion and lack of understanding. I have my belief, and it's my belief, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. I'm not even going to be able to learn the other one. Right? So I'll bring it on the table right now. COVID vaccines, right? Look, whether you're for it, whether you're against it, I don't really care. Right? But I promise you, I can argue both sides of it. Right? And it doesn't matter what my opinion on them is, because it's my opinion. But I can speak positive points on both of them because I've educated myself on both of them. I can speak on the positivity that the recovery community, all the different ones, right? The one I visited, the ones I've worked at. I can speak on the positive aspects. Are there negative aspects? Probably. Are there negative aspects about my company? Of course there is. Right? Are there negative aspects about me? Yes, I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to claim to be perfect. But at the end of the day, principles above personalities.
Principles above personalities.
You know, and the more we can confront it, the more we can say, let's unite. The more we can say, let's come together and let's fight together, the better chance we have. And look, I don't know. I'm not a psychic. I don't know what the outcome is. It seems like drugs are getting stronger and stronger. It seems like kids are dying younger and younger. It seems like they're getting affected by the drugs and alcohol younger and younger.
That's what's happening.
And I don't know what the answer is, but I do know what the answer is not. And it's not division. It's a united front. It's saying, like, I'm not going to badmouth you. I'm not going to talk about you.
Because you never know what your words can do to somebody else, man.
Yes, indeed.
And that's what I told you. That kept me from experiencing this life for a long time based on what other people were saying, because they wasn't ready for change.
You know, I want to speak on a story. I remember it like it was yesterday. You were in treatment, and some racial slurs were being used. And I addressed it, and I said it's not going to happen. And then I talked to you. I talked to you in front of the group, and I said, "How do you feel about it?" And you said, "Oh man, I kind of got used to it." And that's the problem. You don't have to get used to it. I remember it like it was yesterday.
You never tell me again you don't remember stuff. You just told me yourself, man. You know how long ago that was?
I do. And so the fact is, we don't have to get used to it. We don't have to get used to just accepting negative bash. We can create positivity. Words are powerful. Actions are even more powerful, right? And as I speak my words of positivity and allow my actions to back them, great change is affected.
Spoken like a true man of passion, man.
Yes, indeed.
Got me ready to run through a wall.
You know? So, you know, with that being said, man, you know where I stand. You know my passion. You know my love.
That's why I'm standing right next to you. We have the same beliefs. We have the same goals. We have the same mission. We might have different thoughts, and we might butt heads sometimes.
Of course.
But we know at the end of the day what the common goal is, what the end results can be if we stick together. We're more powerful together than apart.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Man, thank you for having me on the first podcast, man.
Man, I'm truly
Who you said your sponsor was?
We're sponsored right now by Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center. Man. We're working on a deal with
Sidekicks Shoe Boutique. Like, again, go follow me. Instagram, side_kicks BR. Facebook, side_kicks.
Yes, indeed. And look, man, I appreciate you coming on.
And I don't mean to cut you off again. We also might have another opportunity to be sponsored, or you might have an opportunity to be sponsored by Lifted Fitness and Nutrition for all these people out here that want to eat healthy and don't know how to lose weight, can't do it on your own, need to be pushed, need to be pressed, and want to just eat good, don't even know how to cook it. So that might be something big I can bring to you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming, man. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Look, if nobody's told you today, we love you. Tune in every Friday, Built by the Red Stick podcast. Let's affect change. BR proud.
Leave a